Hello and welcome everybody to Tlq Paid Battle Season 2 for a prize pool of $100. So it is the 24th of September today and we will be rolling out 5 matches. Obviously we're going to start off with a Wrangle and then leading it up to Miramar, Rondo, Miramar again, and then once again with a Wrangle. So that would be your schedule for today, and this is it, guys. So we have a lot of very potential teams. We got TLQ Esports, we got TLQ Legends, ISSL NRC, VE Esports, VE Bravo, LFEQZ, Fortnite, TXP Club, One Hit IRC, T4s, VX Esports, GGBB The Shield, WP2B Esports, WEDHA PAPPA, Team X-Force, 2D Esports, EQZ, UFx, Origins, 2 Stars, Team IRENE, and Legit 7. So those are the main teams that will be rolling out today, guys. The plane pathway has already been created, and let's see. So we'll be starting off. We'll be kicking things off with Erangel as your first match. We have 22 teams alive and 85 onboarded. So I believe there will be teams heading towards their destined locations. You can see some of the teams have already left, and they'll be going to Stolber. We got some teams that might most probably go to Rozhok, Yasna, definitely to Pachinki, Ferry Pier for certain, and also let's not forget Primorsk. So Primorsk and Ferry Pier most probably might be, having the tendency to start the initiate the fight initial itself. Right, so guys, you are live watching TLQ Esports Paid Battle Season 2 for a prize pool of $100, and I am so honored to be your caster for the day. It is your one and only girl, Taylor. Alrighty, so we can see a lot of teams that will be heading towards their destined locations. The first circle has already been encircled in. Let's see, we got some teams around in Yasna, most probably TLQ, as well as Team IRENE that will most probably go against one another. We also got some teams around in Shelter, and definitely Ferry Pier seems to be kind of heavily congested, and we can see the first fight has already been taken, guys. The first blood has been taken as well. EQZ Esports, one of their members, have been knocked out and taken out early on itself. Let's take a closer view. Right, so we can see the fight is actually happening in between EQZ Esports versus VE Esports. Now let's see, this is a battle that I'm very anticipated to see and very excited to see. We got Nostra, one of the well-known powerhouses for Team VE, and we also have Hexel. Over here we can see Chris has been knocked out over here by Perfect, and Ace takes out Perfect out as well. Crack's being knocked out beautifully over there, and with that what on earth just happened there? Team EQZ Esports was completely wiped off in a blink of an eye. And with that, VE Esports were able to secure 4 eliminations in total. Unfortunately, one of their members had to be sacrificed in this battle that actually you witnessed. Right, so Pochinki seems to be very safe for now for Team VE Esports. We can see Origins Esports, the usual battle around in Water City. Origins Esports versus DXB is what you're watching live at the moment. However, we can see Origins Esports most probably might be in a very disadvantageous position, given that they just have 2 members alive, and they're gonna be easily ambushed if the enemy team, if the opposition team actually is aware of the count of their team right now. Now, if you take a look at the leaderboard, we can see Team VE Sports over here at the very top with a total of 4 eliminations. Meanwhile, we can see B6's one of their members being knocked out as well. We're still stagnant with 21 teams, and with that, guys, you can see Team 4K has already begun it over here. They've already taken a elimination. Meanwhile, they're on their way to no more. I believe there was a clash between B6 versus 4K. That was something that we had no opportunity to witness. I think Rio is sort of giving out a signal. Well, moving on to 2D Sports over here. Quarry, the usual fights as well. So they've already secured 1 elimination over here by Viper. You can see they've gotten a couple of company right next to them, but I don't think they'll be rushed anytime sooner. But I believe they'll be rushed in. I mean, they would be getting into a rush gameplay instead. We can see DXB's closing slightly, very slowly into Origin's lair, guys. Sauron has been taken out, so last man standing would be Zero. Let's see if Zero would be able to take a couple of knocks down and would be able to. Oh, beautiful knock over there. Very unfortunately, he was taken out by a quick grenade wipe. And with that, the second squad to be eliminated early on would be Team Origins, and we're down to just 20 teams and 76 alive. Right, so if you take a look at the leaderboard, guys, we can see Team VE Sports with 4 eliminations, DXB with 2 eliminations, 4K, and along with 2D with 1 elimination so far. Now, just as DXB has completed their fight, here comes TLQ Legends right behind their tail, sneaking into, the lair of the water city. So let's see if they would be able to get a couple of knocks, score a couple of elimination points. And here it is, guys. Trying to get out a Luffy over here. TLQ Tony. Now they've literally given out their position, but I personally feel like it is the water city. It's very easy to be ambushed. So yeah, that's pretty much maybe there's a different strategy that the team is actually using. Right, so 2D Esports over here taking the rush against the opponents over here, guys. I believe would be 2 stars. And here it is, guys. DXB AJ has been taken out by TLQ Tony. The fight has begun at Water City. Meanwhile, we can see the fight over here amongst 2D Esports and 2 stars. Alright, so last 3 men standing for Team 2 stars. Let's see if they would be able to give us a 3v4 situation, or would it be a 4v3 situation. One of their members have already been taken out early on itself. You can see 2D Esports literally, ambushing the entire team, making sure that they have no possibility of getting into the zone. So that'll, enable them to, kind of feel the pressure and get the fight early itself. If you were to ask me who has the advantage, definitely 2D Esports has the upper advantage over here, given that they're holding on to upper grounds. They're ambushed from every corner, making sure that none of their opposition teams rather, would be able to, escape from their oak eyes. So in about a minute and 36 seconds left, we'll be closing into the next zone as well. The fight is yet to begin over here, but I don't think none of the teams would be getting their fight early on itself. The minute the first knock will be taken is the minute opposition team would be getting into the rush. And we can see the fight at Yasna has begun as well. Team X Forces taking out Team IRENE. And here it is, guys. The rush is surreal to the Russia straight into 69's lane. And down goes Russia over there. And confirming simultaneously as well. I think passing this nade would be connected to Cypher. And it does. So last 2 men standing for 2 stars. Last man standing for 2 stars in a blink of an eye. And here it is. The rush is happening for real over here, guys. Let's see if the last man would be able to give us a 1v3. Who would it be? The person. The fight has begun over here, guys. I don't think the 2 stars last man would have ample enough of time to stay put. As you can see, beautiful 2 knocks over there. What the hell did I just witness? Last man standing for 2D Esports. Let's see if he would be able to get King Passindu over here. Meanwhile, they're also getting third partied as well. Astro is on complete fire, guys, but unfortunately the revive is also happening. Let's see if he would be able to take, and unfortunately he was taken out early on itself. But it was a nice clutch over there by Astro. Well played. Let's keep up with the same momentum. Now let's move on to Team IRENE's POV over here. B6s have been eliminated as well. I think the fight has begun between X Forces versus IRENE. You can see Anu has already been taken out, and here comes Tommy rushing in and straight into taking out Rip over there by -12k. And meanwhile, we can see Toxic has been taken out over here as well by Sana. So last man standing for Team IRENE would be Sana himself. Meanwhile, a revive is actually happening over here, but regardless, Team X Forces rushing in for the kills over here, guys, knowing that it's just last 2 men standing and the revive is happening here as well. Joker, Tommy versus Toxic and Sana. Let's see, would it be Team X Forces or would it be Team TLQ? Don't forget to support your teams. And meanwhile, we can see IRCs. Would they be, thinking, considering of a third party? You can see Tommy, last man standing, guys. IRENE is on fire. And here it is, a beautiful DBS shot over there by Toxic. And with that, they were able to secure 4 eliminations in total, completely wiping out Team X-Force from the beginning itself. They were down to 17 teams and 60 remaining. A way to start things off in the first match itself. Almost every team is playing very vigorously, guys. AJ in his last health over here, taking out Luffy completely. So last 3 men standing for Team DXB Club, guys. Who would it be, Team TLQ or would it be Team DXB? It's gonna be a 1v1 show over here. TLQ Tony versus DXB AJ. Nades after grenades. You can see another fight has already enthralled around in farm area. Right, so here comes another grenade, guys. Let's see if AJ's grenade connects. I think it will connect at this point, given that Tony has completely, deviated to a different okay. I'm so sorry, I had a little bit of technical issue over there. Alright, so we're still down to 17 teams. VX Esports over here, last 2 men standing, heading straight into VE's secluded location, but completely shifts to a different location that gives them ample time to, sort of play it out safe. But with a smoked up vehicle like that, your ability to stay alive is kind of questionable. And with that, guys, TLQ Legends over here have been eliminated as well. We're down to 16 teams with just 52 remaining. T4s over here, one of the members have already been taken out, having the fight against IRCs. TLQ Panda meanwhile goes against VX's goes against EQZs. And now she has been taken out by Octane over there. And T4's Apex has been taken out as well, guys. However, he would be able to take out one of the IRC's members, but he's also getting shots as well. Meanwhile, he goes straight into Irene Sana's location. And with that, Team VX have been eliminated completely. Team IRC also gets eliminated completely in the 15th position. We're down to 14 teams and just 45 alive. I think the teams are pretty much playing out very aggressively from the beginning itself, but towards the end, well, most probably there might be a different strategy that will be adopted by the teams, most probably, trying to play it out to score a couple of placement points as well. But that is definitely not the case that I'm seeing in the first match itself. So VE Sports Chris has been revived and is on his feet back again, guys. Ace has been knocked out over here. The fight is between EQZs versus GEs. A beautiful spray over here by Chris, and unfortunately he was taken out just like that by T4. So Team VE Esports have been taken out in the 13th position, and we're down to 12 teams with just 41 remaining now. We got Team EQZ, ER, WP, 4K, 2Day, Tlq T4s, WP2B, ISSL, UF, L7, and BB. Who do you think would be able to, strike the first chicken dinner itself? Drop your predictions down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support down in the comments below. And not many fights are happening at the moment, given that we're still in stage 2. We're just in stage 2 and we're down to 12 teams, guys. So that shows, what sort of an aggressive gameplay we're witnessing from each of these teams here actively participating today. Most probably Legend 7s might be getting into a fight with ISSL NRC. It's not quite certain though. But they're also looking into 2Bs as well. Now if you take a look at the circle, guys, we can see a couple of shots being sprayed over here against L7s. I don't think it's really safe to go in a buggy just like that, but let's see. The chances are of survival anyways. safely into the mid of the circle over here. And 2B Sports. Meanwhile, Ima has been taken out, guys. Let's see if Starbo would be able to, rescue his teammate in time. We can see Cyrax right in front of him. Let's see if the grenade connects. And here comes the grenade. And another grenade. And down goes Cyrax by beautiful grenade executed. And with the team T4s have been completely wiped out. We're down to just last 11 teams with 39 remaining. Let's see, 2B have already secured 3 eliminations so far. Almost all of the teams are, sort of loitering, gathering around the farm area. Most probably, trying to stay safe towards the mid. If you take a look at the leaderboard, guys, we can see QZ is the total of 7 eliminations, ER with a total of 4 eliminations, WP 3 along with 4K3. 2Bs with 3 and 2Ds with 4, TLQs 2, and the rest of the teams may need to, hustle a bit harder, I would say. You can see Keen passing to FB taking out Doom over there. And with that Apex taking out Heishi as well. I believe Heishi's account should be played by Ra if I'm not mistaken. Right, so we can see Keen passing to being taken out by Jimmy and completely wiped off as well. So that will lead to, I believe, the last man standing. Snake has been knocked out over here by Aslam. Still stagnant with 11 teams on 38 remaining, guys. Who do you think will be able to secure the first chicken dinner? This is something, very nerve-wracking given that almost all of the teams participating today are actively playing it out very, very, really well. We can see Viper taking out one of the ISSL members. But I don't think confirmation has been made yet. Alright, so Legit 7's in a really, really hard position, guys. We got TLQ right in front of them. We've also got 4K right behind them as well. Meanwhile, we can see the Shield team over here holding on to sort of the farm area, trying to play it out with Edge. We can also see Urban Frags are overlooking into their surroundings. So let's see what sort of gameplay about to witness from GG's and Urban Frags. Think we've actually been able to witness teams that were playing out mid safely and teams that were playing edge as well. We can see Badass with a spray over here. Well, the Badass spray was not that badass. Right, so we can see we're still down to 11 teams and 38 remaining. Now Badass is being a badass by breaking out all those vehicle tires over there, ensuring that the opposition team has no way of no way of commuting. So we will be closing into stage 4 of the zone in about 5 seconds left. We can see EQZs over here thriving with 7 eliminations and overlooking into team with the PAPPA over here. And EQZ is coming up with a couple of knocks. Let's see Fala rushing in to his teammates' favor. However, unaware that EQZs are overlooking straight at them. I believe the jungler in the team of WP would definitely be Fala. He uses himself to sort of navigate flank and you keep the enemy confused. Meanwhile, his team supports in the chaos. So in about a minute and 17 seconds left, we'll be closing into stage 5, the critically damaging zone that I would usually say. Now, the minute actually strikes 40 seconds is when all of the teams might need to ensure that they get into the zone safely. Players who are playing edge could play edge. Players who are trying to play mid could play mid. But just need to ensure that you are safely into the zone, because the zone is going to be critically damaging the minute we hit into stage 5. Still stagnant with 11 teams. You can see snipers. We can also hear a couple of sprays, single taps as well. However, no knocks as of yet. No rush action that we're about to witness either. We can see WPs flanking on to a completely different location. Meanwhile, EQZs are still secluded in this particular location, waiting for the right moment to attack. I believe Tifu is over here, giving out a couple of info, and ISSL is taking on Team WP. Meanwhile, L7 is going against TLQ. The fights have already begun, guys, and in about 3 seconds, we'll be closing into stage 5. PRM over here taking out Fala as well as Viper Area.
And we can see 4K Rio taking out ISSL team as well. The fight is completely surreal in the surroundings of farm. Top three teams are fighting against one another, guys. Just taking out one of the 4K members as well, and with that we can see Team WP has been taken out and Susti being taken out as well. Beautiful spray over there by Nigesh. Don't think ISSL's members would be able to take Susti on, though, given that his location is completely deviated from where the rest of the members are. Feels like the team might go to play safely, and we can see 2D's last man here as well. I think it was a very safer location. Meanwhile, ISSL's comes and Susti being taken out completely and wiped off as well. Now let's see the gameplay. ISSL's will be losing one of their members, and so another member over here as well. We can see another knock that has been taken out. I think Doom has been completely knocked out and wiped off as well. The circle has shrunk further, guys. Only just 3 teams will be making it into the safe zone for now, but the rest of teams might need to head into the zone with a little bit of struggle over there. Stagnant to last 10 teams with 31 remaining. Let's see who would be able to secure the first chicken dinner. Alright, so beautiful spray over there. Unfortunately, does not connect to neither of them. Just a couple of sprays. And you can see 4 Knights overlooking to ISSLs over here, making sure that they don't have any advantage of getting into the zone by any means. So we can see Team 4K heading on to ISSLs. About 50 seconds we'll be closing into stage 6 of the safe zone. Feels like 4Ks are gonna leave the battle of what they had with ISSLs and rather get into safety. Alrighty, so we can see EIRENE has made it to the safe zone. Unfortunately, he will be going straight at Team GG's over here. We can see 4K Rio taking out Slayer and completely wiping him off by Snake. Speak of a third party and stealing kills, guys. Alright, so we're down to still 10 teams and 29 remaining. We have 4K, we have EQZ, Tlq ER, 2Bs, ISSLs, 2Ds, UFL7s, and BBs. The beautiful spray over here by Aslan. Let's see if he would be able to take out PRM, and PRM almost in his last HP, and down goes PRM completely, guys. I think PRM killed himself, didn't he? Maybe the pressure is surreal, given that in a location like this you need to be very, very vigilant about your surroundings. Alright, so we can see TLQs are definitely having the really best position at the moment, and EQZs are going against Team GOGs over here, and we can see IRENE Sana being knocked out. So last man remaining for Team IRENE. We'll be trying to play it out safe. L7 Snake taking out Lucifer as well. We're down to 9 teams and just 24 remaining over here. L7's holding onto position, and 2D Sean, last man standing. He is in complete disadvantage, guys. You can see L7 Snake is literally going back and forth with knocks and kills. We're down with 7 teams and 19 alive. The fight has already been very intense, guys. EQZs, TLQ, 4K, AR, 2Bs, ISSLs, 2Ds, L7s, BBs. Now, who do you think would be able to secure the first chicken dinner early on? And with that, guys, ISSL has been eliminated as well. We were not able to witness the fight that took place, and Team IRENE has been eliminated as well. Down to last 7 teams, guys. TLQ, EQZs, 2B, L7, 4K, 2D, and BB. Now definitely, TLQs, EQZs are having the best advantageous position, given that, they've already held on to their positions really well. You can see Luddy over here. Let's see if Luddy would be able to, kind of play it out safe, or would he be going in for a heal battle instead? We're still stagnant with 7 teams and 19 remaining. TLQs will be going head to head on first between EQZs. Ishi being taken out, Revo being taken out, Jin in the house has been taken out. So last 2 men standing for Team TLQ versus Team EQZs. Now who would be able to walk away from the battle that we are about to witness, guys? Here comes Whole squad alive for Team EQZ, and Aslan is completely being barbecued. And with that, guys, Aslan has been taken out. TLQ's last two members rather still alive. So let's see. BB has been Alright guys, my bad, there's a little bit of technical issues that I was facing. So we can see TLQ versus EQZ's battle over here, guys. Here it is. Let's see if Vera would be able to get a couple of knocks. And down goes EQZ's Octane. Fight is surreal, guys, and down goes Error as well. So last man standing would be TLQ Panda himself. It's gonna be a 1v3 situation. Let's see if Panda will be able to give us a 1v3 situation, or would it be a 3v1 situation. This is super nerve-wracking and intense battle of a moment we're about to witness, and the rush is insane over here. And with that, EQZs were able to take out TLQ. So last two men standing would be EQZ themselves versus L7s. Now L7s are really positioned themselves in really good locations. We can see almost all of them are holding on to different locations that gives them ample time to sort of overlook into any potential opponents that might come into the zone. So we can see Omega being taken out in the zone, Tfue being taken out in the zone. Last man standing for Team EQZ would be Revo himself, would be able to give us a 1v3, and with that, unfortunately, Revo is taken out completely. So with that, Legend 7 gets the first chicken dinner. A phenomenal performance over there by Team Legend 7. Right, so let's move straight into your winning team stats. Right, so there you have it, guys, your winning team. Let's give it up one more time for Team Legend 7, also known as L7 in short. So let's move straight on to your winning team stats. Alright, so we can see your winning team stats. I think there seems to be a small slight. Yeah, right. So Dynamo with 0 eliminations, Apex with 1 elimination, Snake with 7 eliminations, and Marskman with 1 elimination. That's how your winning teams team stats have been formulated for the first match itself. Now let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so most valuable player would be given out to TLQ Panda with a total of 6 eliminations, 1,313 damage, 2 assists, and 183 healings. And he was able to survive a timer of 25 minutes and 20 seconds. So there you have it, guys, your most valuable player for match 1 grand finals of Erangel, TLQ Panda. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so your top players for the grand finals match one of TLQ's paid league season 2. 4K stands at hashtag 5 with a total of 4 eliminations. Hashtag 4 stands Sana with 3 eliminations. Hashtag 3 stands Mafia Snake with 7 eliminations. And hashtag 2 stands Omega with 6 eliminations. And hashtag 1 stands Panda with a total of 6 eliminations. So that is how your top players have been formulated for match 1. Now straight away heading over to match rankings, we can start off with hashtag 21. Urban Frags VX Esports Bravo 6 with 0 eliminations, and EQZ's IRCs along with TLQ Legends 1 point each. 2 Stars X4's X4's with 2 points each. T4's ISSL NRCs and WEDHA PAPPA with 3 points each. Team IRENE and VE Sports with 4 points each, and GGxBB The Shield with 5 points. DXB Club with 6 points, and 2D Sports with 6 points. WP2B with 7 points, and 4 Knights with 10 points. And hashtag 3 stands TLQ Esports with 15. Hashtag 2 stands Legend7 with 19 points. And hashtag 1 stands LFEQZs with 19 points as well. So there you have it, guys. That is how your match rankings have been formulated for match 1. Now moving straight on to your match summary. We can see a total of 79 eliminations, 89 knockouts, 10,910 total healings, 14 grenade eliminations, 40 assists, and 2 vehicle eliminations. Somewhat, a really good standing for him as summary to begin with. Right, so let's move on to your next stat, which would be your schedule for today. So Erangel has been concluded and completely dominated over here by Team L7s, also known as Legend 7s, with a total of 19 points. Now next up, we got match 2, Miramar. Then we'll be heading off with Ronda, Miramar, and Erangel again. So before we head on to Miramar, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support for the teams out there in the live chat below. Bring the hype game up and keep the support system alive. So it's your Caster JLo temporarily signing off for a quick break so that, the soldiers can refresh themselves and come real quick. Alright, toodaloos for now. Well, hello, welcome back. There was a little bit of technical issues that I was facing from my end. So with that, guys, we kicked things off with a wrangle and was completely amazing. So next up, we've got some of the least favorite maps. Well, that's a well-known Miramar. So heading straight on to the map match, guys, we can see Team TLQ Esports most probably might end up in a fight, along with Team VX. Well, the chances are odd, so we are back in live with 22 teams actively participating, and we can see a lot of teams will be heading straight into the safe zone because the first circle has already been established in. Regardless, some of the teams are still, around the surroundings. You can see some of the teams that have still been, outwards the safe circle. So let's see who will be able to get the first knock, the first blood. Most definitely Picardo, has always known to be the very bloodied place of all, especially when it comes to Miramar. But today it will not be the case, given that TLQ is the only team that's available in Picardo at the moment. The first knock has been taken out, guys. Team T4s against 2Bs. And to be Ema taking out Mafia Revenger as well. Still stagnant with the count, though none of the team members have been confirmed as of yet. Alright, so Badass has been taken out over here. A revive happening. I think, none of Badass doesn't have any weapons at all, given the situation. I believe he just came into, the location. And we can see VE is going against 2 stars, and GG is going against VEs as well. Almost all of the teams are huddled to one another. And we can see QZ's Tida taking a thing out over there, and TLQ Aslan taking out VXO. Confirming of their TLQ Tida, and Panda vigorously attacking the oppositions with a dagger. Can see maybe in his last quarter of HP here as well, somehow was able to get into the location with much safety, which is very surprising, to be honest, given the location that they were at, completely open, and how they were able to come here. So moving straight on to Lost Leons over here, guys, we can see Team VE, GG's, and Team 2 stars overlooking onto one another over here, seeing if there's any potential chances that they could go against one another. Nostra on his last quarter of HP as well. Alright, so we're still stagnant with 22 teams alive. None of the teams were able to take out completely, and Starboy taking out Revenge over here. Let's see if he's able to confirm though. Ima has on the other hand already confirmed one of the members completely. Sana takes out Sub-Zero on the other side. So what you're watching live is TLQ's Paid Battle Season 2 for the prize pool of $100. Now, all of the teams are very playing. I mean, they're very aggressively playing. They start off very aggressively as well. Let's see if they'll be able to keep up with the same momentum throughout. So we do have 3 more matches to be played out once concluding the second match, which is what you're watching right now. We can see a couple of shots being headed at Team L7's. Monte, I'm not sure if this is Monte. Is it Monte? No, I'm not. I don't think this is Monte. Alrighty, so we can see Team L7's, all of them are completely alive, so that gives them more advantage, to stay ahead of the game as well. Now we're looking into Team IRENE's locations, and this is actually in La Cabrera, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, this is completely La Cabrera, the most hated place of mine. Alright, so we can see Apex coming out in a completely different location, and T4's over here. We got Revenger. They've already taken out Revenger, so last 3 men standing for Team T4's over here at El Pozo. If you take a look at the leaderboard, we can see L7, EQZ's, TLQ stands, sorry, L7 and EQZ stands at the very top with a total of 19 points. Now, let's see if if the scores would take a turn. On the other hand, the tables could flip anytime, any moment. Right, so GGxBB. Not sure if I'm pronouncing the names correct. And down goes Senos over here. He was, trying to get the knocks that he just took over against VEs, but seems like, the plans do not work as predicted. And a couple of shots being sprayed at Slayer here over as well. More shots, and it's definitely the end zone for Team GG the Shield, guys. And with much ease and safety, they were able to take into a very secluded area that ensures, they have the enough protection, the enough cover to sort of stay ahead of the game. So trying to play it out safe, given that just a duo members alive. It's stagnant with 22 teams and 84 remaining. Excuse myself as I hydrate myself. So most of the teams have already secured just one elimination. Now, in a map like Miramar, it is the best map when it comes to scoring placement points rather than, trying to play it aggressively. It's very completely different map compared to Erangel, Rondo, and, there was a map once called Sandhawk. Yeah, so let's see, guys. EQZs most probably will be going ahead with the fight against the Shield. Whole entire squad is alive for EQZ, so that gives them more advantage. And the Shield, however, on the other hand, is in a very completely disadvantageous position. We can see Tida being taken out, and down goes Luddy as well. So last man standing will be Slayer. Mickey taking out Luddy completely. L7's going against IRENE's, and here it is, guys. The fight is real between EQZs versus last man standing for the Shield, and down goes Leia as well. So with that, Team Shield will be the first team to be eliminated. With one elimination, we're down to 21 teams and just 81 alive. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also show your support for the teams that are actively playing out today. Alright, so T4 Savage Legends over here. Let's see if T4s would be able to give us a beautiful Car 98 knock. I'm not sure if Apex is actually... And the beautiful one over there unfortunately does not connect. It's very rare to see, players that are using Car 98 again. Very rare. I think in today's competitive esports, that there's no position for a sniper unless of course you're really good with it. We've seen people who use mini 14s, but not Car 98 and M24s are long gone in this century, buddy. Right, so we can see about 4 to 5 teams that are still out of the zone, and a couple of teams are still within the zone as well. So IRCs are holding on to really good position, having the mid location to themselves. VX coming straight at them, B6s right behind their tails, and 4Ks would most definitely be having the fight with Team B6. Meanwhile, the teams that are out of the zone might need to play a bit harder. They might struggle a bit getting themselves into the zone rather. So let's see who would be able to walk away with the second chicken dinner. We're still stagnant with 21 teams and 77 remaining. Now in a map like Miramar, there's not much of fights we're gonna observe given the dimension of the map. Trust me, the minute we hit stage 5 is when everything's gonna get nastier. The zone is going to be critically damaging, and almost all of the teams will be huddling into one another. So that's when the fun would begin in the map of Miramar. Still, unfortunately, in stage 2, so not many entertainment can be observed given the circumstances, the dimension of the map, which I completely emphasized before as well. So we can see ISSL is going against Team UFs. Believe they should be around in Hasi, and then Cruz being taken out of that team. UF has been completely eliminated by Team ISSLs, and we're down to 20 teams, which is 74 alive. If you take a look at the leaderboard, we can see ISSL stands at the top with 4 eliminations, following it up with EQZ's 3 eliminations. And we've got TLQ, VE, 2B, T4s, L7s, and ER with 1 point each. Now, the rest of the teams may need to, kind of strive harder because you'll never know. And we can see our Insana goes to the safe zone. Feels like, he was not active at that moment. Origins Esports finally back with all of their members alive. We can see Fala taking out Team X Forces, Revo taking out Team Number Ones. X of Batman takes Viper, so I think Team WP might be in trouble right now, guys. Team X Forces right behind the tails. Anima goes against T4s as well. Last 3 men standing for Team X Forces, Batman, Joker, and Bellagio. Let's see if they will be able to take out Team WP, or would Team WB take out Team X Force. And here it is, guys. The fight has begun already. Feels like, Team WP goes into safety rather than getting into the fight. Alright, so we can see QZ's definitely had that time with 2 stars again. And the Origins going against 2 stars as well. DK Astro has been taken out. And AJ going against Cypher. I think 2 stars are literally getting sandwiched from many teams at the moment, guys. EQZs, we also had Origins, we also had DXB if I'm not mistaken, and UF Zombie from Origins Esports will be knocked out over here by Team DXB. Team DXB have already secured 2 eliminations so far, and with that, guys, in hashtag 20th position, down goes Team T4s. We're left with just 19 teams and 63 remaining. And here you have it, guys. Vicky in his last HP. Down goes Vicky by XF Tommy. X Forces are on forces. Straight into Team EQZs. Down goes Vicky. Down goes Tidas. Last 2 men standing, Swaggy and Perfect. Couple of sprays over here against Swaggy. I think Swaggy is gonna avenge the death completely, guys. Joker being taken out over here by Perfect, and so does Perfect coming straight into to avenge his friend's death. And down goes Tommy as well, guys. Last 2 men standing for Team X Forces. Swaggy in his last HP as well. And Bellagio over here having a really good position, a good POV. Let's see if he would have ample enough of time to take Tommy, his teammate, into safety. You can see Bellagio sort of rotating to a completely different location. Very completely different location. Still stagnant with 19 teams and 60 remaining. Alright, so they are not leaving the fight out that easily, guys. EQZ is taking out Tommy. IRCs, meanwhile, are going against Team 4Ks. Alright, so a couple of more sprays over here by Rio. I think the TLQ team is what they will be facing with. Unfortunately, Pure Aim has been taken out, the IGL. Soldier, the armor for Team 4K. And look at that zone, guys. It literally shrunk to completely different locations. And IRC is already in, within the zone. L7 Snake is also in the zone. TLQs are in the zone, and BXs are in the zone as well. Now the question is, where would they shrink furthermore? Because this is a very unpredictable zone. It keeps shrinking into a very different location that the teams are not really, could take them by surprise as well. A couple of sprays over here by Team 4K against DXBs, however, does not connect. Couple of more sprays, and Luffy in his last HP was able to, sort of deviate himself, and down goes Luffy, guys. Unfortunately, it wasn't Rio who knocked him down. Instead, down goes Luffy by the hands of Revor. And we can see TLQ Panda over here in a really completely hard position as well. EQZ is dominating the higher grounds. Meanwhile, we got 4 knights heading towards the western side of the map and the eastern side of the map. We can see TLQ Panda is no longer in the same position. Couple of sprays against Storm as well. Meanwhile, TLQ Legends over here took off, TLQ Legends were took off by 2D Esports. That's a fight we weren't able to witness at that moment. So we're down to just 18 teams and 54 remaining. TLQ Esports with 2 eliminations so far. Scout and Azlan are the only two that is available at the moment. A couple of grenades that we're about to witness by Scout. Unfortunately, his oppositions run into safer locations, and we can see Team Irene's have been taken out early on itself, and we're down to 17 teams, which is 52 alive. Right, so we can see IRC is most probably might have the tendencies to stay ahead of the game, given that they completely secludedly held on to their positions, and that most probably give them the more advantageous position as well. Couple of sprays against Adios over here. Now Adios, we have seen really good gameplays by Adios where he was able to withstand MVP for a long time. So let's see if he would be able to keep up with the same momentum for TLQ's Paid Battle of Season 2. The $100 prize pool at stake. You can see Chris taking out 2D Russi as the fight is between VEs versus 2Ds, guys. And meanwhile, we can see 4 Knights most probably might go for a third party against, the battle between the battle between VEs versus 2Ds. Still stagnant with 17 teams and 51 alive. If you take a look at the leaderboard, ISSLs are definitely, at the top of the leaderboard with all of the eliminations they've secured, and IRC still remains in the zone, guys. So that gives them, the luck to be ahead of the game. We can see only just 4 teams that are within the zone. However, the rest of the teams might struggle a lot when it comes to getting into safety, meaning getting into the zone completely. We have a lot of edge players rather than mid players. We can see ISSLs coming out of their den. We can see B6s coming out of their den, and Hitman taking out one of the DXB members. Meanwhile, Pokes most probably might go against VEs, and down goes Chris over here, guys. With that, Team 2B has been completely eliminated with 4 eliminations on their hands. So 4Ks over here completing 1 elimination, rushes straight into the zone as well. We're down to 16 teams and just 45 alive. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also show support to the teams who are actively participating today. So we're still stagnant with 16 teams and 44 remaining. Got Team ISSL over here. And EQZs would be going against Team TLQ. As we can see, Scout has been knocked out. So I think the revive would be happening anytime sooner, given that EQZ is in a really completely different position. So yeah, Aslan does have ample time to get his teammate revived in time. Meanwhile, we can see VE is going against 4Ks. The fight has begun, Vicky takes out Nigesh as well. Clutch Goat takes out Vicky as well. We can see Clutch Goat completely taken out Vicky, and Nigesh has been knocked out as well. What just happened over there, guys? I think Team V is really had that surge to sort of avenge the main teammates' death over there. Literally playing completely aggressive. You can see V is one of the members has been knocked out, so that leads to the last man to do his job. Let's see if the last man would be able to take on his job, or would it be the end for him. And with that, guys, VES has been completely wiped off. Have the solo man standing for VE. So we're stagnant with IRCs and ISSLs. The fight is gonna happen over here, guys. Let's see who would be able to get the first knock. Would it be ISSLs or would it be IRCs? Alright, so team 2 stars. VE is being completely wiped off in the 14th position. We're down to 13 teams and just 34 remaining. We can see Lucifer has taken the first knock against Team IRC's guys. Kanza has been taken out. So last four man standing would be IRC. But I think, Kanza has enough time to be taken into safety, revived in time as well. We're still stagnant with 13 teams, and we'll be heading into stage 5 of the critically damaging zone. The zone seems to be pretty much very, very small compared to, the match that we played out previously. Seems like, EQZs are holding on to a really good position. However, the rest of the teams are not in a really good position. They might need, sort of struggle a bit getting into the zone themselves. We can see EQZs over here literally coming straight at L7's Slay over here, guys. I don't think that was a good move over there. Beautiful double shot over here by Snake. Snake is definitely on to something, guys. Beautiful shot over there. He was able to take a beautiful 1v2 in just split seconds. With that, Team 2G has also been taken out in the 12th position. We're down to 11 teams and 31 remain. Azlan over here, beautiful shot over there with the DBS, and unfortunately he has been taken out, guys. Team B6s would eliminate Team TLQ, and wait, hold on, hold my cup, guys. The fight hasn't over yet. I mean, VXs were literally behind them, and they were able to take VX as well in a split of seconds. And the B6s were able to score 5 eliminations by this. Left EQZ Esports over here, stagnant with 8 teams and 22 remaining now. 7 teams in a blink of an eye. Team X4s has been eliminated in the 9th position, and L7s being eliminated in the 8th position. Still stagnant with 7 teams and 21 alive. Now, who do you think would be able to secure the second chicken dinner, guys? Would it be QZs, B6, DXB, ISSL, WP, IRC, or the Origins? Now, none of the teams, have actually held on to the safe zone. We can see Team DXB being taken out in the 7th position, and we're down to 6 teams with just 18 alive now. ISSL NRCs and EQZs are literally thriving. 7 to 8 elimination points so far. And with that, guys, Team IRC has been taken out as well. So we're down to last 5 teams with just 15 alive. Taken out 0 over there by Lucifer. Last 5 teams, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and show your support down in the comments below. We got B6, EQZ, ISSL, Origins, and WP. A beautiful mini 14 shot of the unfortunately takes out Lucifer as well. Now Lucifer is well known, for his mini 14 shots, never misses one, but seems to me he kind of had like a struggle over here today. Alright, so we can see B6s with 9 eliminations so far. Talk about a comeback over here. We got Woods, Neo, Tabs, and also Hitman. I think, he might struggle a bit when it comes to getting in the zone, given we have ISSL on the right side, we got Team WP in the left side, we got EQZs right ahead of them as well. Still stagnant with 5 teams and 14 remaining, guys, and 0 was able to take out Susi, and B6 Woods takes out Oscar, Rivo takes out Hima, and Storm has been completely taken off as well. You can see QZs are really holding into a really good position along with the zone. They were able to get into the zone. Now spoke about, true professionalism. We can see WB has been eliminated completely. Last 3 men standing would be B6, EQZs, and ISSLs. Now who would be able to secure the second chicken dinner, guys? ISSL Jimmy is in trouble. I don't think he will be able to last long given the circumstances. He is literally surrounded, and about a minute left. We'll be closing into stage 8 of the zone as well. Now B6s definitely have the high advantage given all of their members are completely alive. Would it be Team B6, ISSL, or would it be EQZs? The fight has been super interesting so far, but this right here is a moment that we are about to watch that's gonna make history, guys. ISSL NRC's B6s versus EQZs. Now let's see. Couple of sprays over here. can see ISS's last two men standing, EQZ's last two men standing, B6's beautiful spray over there by Jimmy against Woods. In about 13 seconds, we'll be heading into the safe zone as well. So teams need to ensure, getting into the safe zone rather than, sort of trying to play it out safe. And down goes Jimmy as well. Last man standing for Team ISSL would be Lucifer. I don't think Lucifer would have ample enough time. And there you go, guys. Lucifer with his mini 14 never misses, never matters. Rushes straight into the zone over here. Neo being competitive. Did he just take off Team B6 by himself? Beautiful, amazing. So it would be the deadly solo versus Team EQZ's duo. Would be ISSL's or would it be Team EQZ's? Unfortunately, Lucifer loses himself to the safe zone. And with that, they were able to secure 11 eliminations and quit from the second position. Now, your chicken dinner winners would be LF EQZ's. So with that, guys, we can officially announce the second chicken dinners winners as LF EQZs. So Tifa with 3 eliminations, River with 5 eliminations, Storm with 2 eliminations, and Octane with 2 eliminations. So that is your winning team stats for your TLQ's Paid Battle Season 2 for Match 2 of Miramar. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so your most valuable player for match 2 would be LF Revo EQZ himself with a total of 5 eliminations, 1187 damage, 3 assists, 221 healings, and a survival timing of 25 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's move on to your next stat. So your top players for match 2, let's start off with hashtag 5. We got T4 with 3 eliminations and AJ with 4 eliminations, Stabs with 5 eliminations, Lucifer with 6 eliminations, and River with 5 eliminations. So that is how your top players have been ruled out for match 2. Now let's move on to your match rankings, guys. Let's start off with, the basics, Z to A. Urban Frags and TLQ Legends with 0 points, BB The Shield, IRENE T4's 2D with 1 point each, VE Esports TLQ with 2 points each, and IRC's X4's 4 Knights with 3 points each, Legend 7s and 2 Bs, and along with WEDHA PAPPA with 4 points each, VE Sports and EQZ Esports with 5 points each, and hashtag 5 stands Origins Esports with 9 points, and hashtag 4 stands DXB Club with 9 points, and hashtag 3 stands VE Bravo 6 with 16 total points, and hashtag 2 stands ISSL NRC with 17 points, and hashtag 1 stands LF EQZs with a total of 22 points. Let's move on to your next stat. So your match summary, guys: 80 eliminations, 89 knockouts, 13,994 total healings, 1 grenade elimination, 26 assists, and 0 vehicle eliminations. So that is so far the match summary for match 2. Let's move on to your next stat. Overall top players, guys, hashtag 5 stands AJ with a total of 6 eliminations, Lucifer with 6 eliminations, Panda with 6 eliminations, and Revo with 7 eliminations, and hashtag 1 stands none other than L7 Snake with 10 eliminations. So that is your overall top players so far from hashtag 1 to hashtag 5. Let's see if they will be able to keep up with the same momentum as we head on to the next third map of the day. But before that, let me brief you on the overall standings so far. UF 0, TLQ 1, TS 2, VX2 and T4s with 4 along with IRCs 4, ER and XF with 5 points, EQZs along with BB 6 points, 2Ds with 7, WP with 7, Bs with 9 along with Origins with 9, WP2B with 11, 4K with 13 and DXB with 15, B6 stands with 16, TLQ stands with 17, hashtag 3 stands ISSL with 20 and hashtag 2 stands L7 with 23, hashtag 1 stands ELFEQZs with 41 points. So that is how your overall standings are so far upon concluding match 2. And moving on to today's schedule, guys, we can see Erangel being dominated by Legend 7s with 19 points in total. Miramar being dominated by LFEQZs with 22 points. So we do have 3 more matches left out to be Rondo, Miramar, and Erangel accordingly. So now Rondo is a recent map that has been implemented into the esports field, but there are very exciting things when it comes to Rondo. Now that is something I'm waiting to see how the teams would be able to work around the map of Rondo and who would be able to secure the third chicken dinner. But before that, let's head on to a quick short break. Alright, so welcome back to Tlq Paid Battle of Season 2 4, where 22 teams will be battling it out for a prize pool of $100 at stake. So, just to reiterate, guys, it is the 24th of September today, and we've already concluded 2 maps already. So, we do have 3 maps left out to be played out. So, next up will be Rondo, and for those who do not know me, it is your caster for the day, J-Lo. It was nice meeting you throughout. So, we did see, how EQZs and L7s were able to secure the earlier chicken dinners. Now let's see who would be able to obviously secure the third chicken dinner. Would there be any other team that's gonna withstand and secure the third chicken dinner? Would there be the same momentum from the previous chicken dinners? So now what's special about Rondo is I love the fact that it has the ability to use the recall. So it's gonna be a very very long time to see who's gonna secure the chicken dinner. Obviously, the first circle has already established in, guys. It is right in the center of the map itself. That's quite coincidental when it comes to a map like Rondo, because it's well known to sort of put its first circles around towards the end rather than in the mid. First knock has also taken. We can see there's definitely going to be fights around in Fangtung and Hongshan, as well as most probably, I believe, around in. And there you have it, Origins Esports. UF Zombie has been completely taken out. Hima Official over here in his last health. The Origins Esports, one of the members have already been taken out. Him official was in a slide, and there you have it, guys. Zero, beautiful knock over there, and was able to secure the knock as well against TLQ Tony. We can see EQZ's TLQ. I think there's 3 teams over here. And meanwhile, Vicky goes in to recall his teammates. I think Zero would have definitely had a chance if only he had rushed in there. Let's see, guys. TLQ's, EQZ's, Origins. Now this is a fight that's definitely that we need to witness. Alright, so TLQ's last 2 members actually alive. We can see EQZ's rushing into the Origins, and look at that, guys. Not just 3 teams, but 4 teams. 4 teams. That is absolutely crazy. And meanwhile, we can also see TLQ Clumsy going ahead with the team IRCs, taking out ideas completely out. Now, what's good about Rondo is the fact that, early on itself, we can go in for a rush, and because you know that you can be recalled as well, right? Still stagnant with 22 teams and 82 alive. Let me just hydrate myself real quick. And there you have it, guys. A beautiful SLOTLIST shot over there against Bellagio. And the X-Forces lose one of their members. So we're down to still 81 remaining. We can see X-Forces most probably will be going against Team GG's over here. A couple of sprays being headed at one of the X-Forces members. We can see Dice is the last HP. They're going in for the rush, guys. Let's see if it would be Team X-Forces or would it be GGxBB The Shield. Alright, so Senna's over here has already secured 1 eliminations. Dice coming straight at where Slayer is at. Not aware that Slayer is exactly right in front of him, so that could be a very disadvantage for him. See, guys, Dice has like 2 opponents right in front of him. I don't think none of them actually aware as to where the other opponent is at. We can see Fala over here. Fala being knocked out as well, guys, by Doom. You can see Asia over here, team
our team with the PAPPA. Let's see, they've already, gotten 3 eliminations. Last man might need to survive, and unfortunately, he was not able to survive, guys. So with that, ISSLs were able to secure 3 eliminations so far for the team. Meanwhile, we can see L7s over here, DXB going against VEs. A lot of is happening in round early on itself, because almost all of the teams are playing it out very aggressive, given that, there is an option of being reborn again, right? Right, so let's see who would be the next team to be taken out in the battle of, the TLQs. And there you have it, guys. Team VE has been taken out completely out. We're down to 20 teams and 76 remaining so far. I believe EQZs would be going against L7s at the moment. We have 4 teams in this tiny space of an area. We're down to 20 teams and 76 remaining. But trust me, I just hate that vehicle sound over there. Rondo might be a nice map, but the vehicles are definitely not. See Tlq Esports. Scout has already secured 1 elimination, and if you take a look at the leaderboard, we can see DXB stands at the very top with a total of 4 eliminations. ISSLs with 3 eliminations, and Origins Esports with 3 eliminations. The fight is happening between Team X Forces and Team GG's as well. Slayer has been knocked out, and here comes a grenade, and with that they were able to take down 3 of the members for GGBB. I'm so sorry, I kind of forgot the name. Right. So TLQ Legends, on the other hand, guys, have secured 2 eliminations so far. Now, if you take a look at the leaderboard, DXB stands at the very top with 4 eliminations. ISSL is leading right behind them with 3. X Forces with 3, and L7s with 4. TLQ LGs with 2. Origins with 3, and a couple of 3 teams with 1 point each. DXB taking out Anwar as well. E4 is going straight at L7s at the moment, guys. EQZs are completely in a different locations, a different seclusion. We can see TLQ's last man standing, and TLQ's member over there standing, and see if he would be able to get a beautiful knock over here. And he does. Takes out Cyrax and completes Cyrax as well. So that gives the opportunity, for the L7's member to still remain safe. And in about a few seconds, the zone shrinks straight into EQZ's members. Now, EQZs are really, really lucky, guys. They hold on to the zone, the perfect timing, in the perfect circle, straight up at the middle. See, almost all of the teams are, all over the place of Rondo. A lot of teams seems to be towards the southern side of the map. We can see we're still stagnant at 20 teams and 71 remaining. T4s over here, Apex securing 1 elimination so far. In a minute and 10 seconds, we'll be closing in to stage 3 of the safe zone. Raptor taking out L7 Sub-Zero. Meanwhile, we can see, a lot of teams are literally ambushing at this point, and a couple of sprays over here against T4's Apex. Luffy taking out our Insana. Luffy taking completely Sana out. Right, guys, so we can see IRCs over here. E4s might most probably go against EQZs. We can see Swaggy is not being barbecued at the moment, although I thought he might be. And B6s lingering straight, sneaking themselves into the chaos that's about to happen over here. Right, so T4s have already secured 1 eliminations, as you can see, but let's see if they would be able to increase the count. Unfortunately, Cesart will not be able to, as he is knocked, and we can see last 3 men standing The Team T4s would be East, Apex, and Cyrex himself. I think this is the second time that they've been recalled, so there's no more chances for them. And we can see Banana taking out 4Ks, Apex taking out Swaggy as well. We're down to 19 teams and just 70 remaining. Meanwhile, B6s, here it is, guys. The fight has begun. They've literally ambushed. Something that I noticed about B6 is, they seem to somehow get into fights and ambush their 11th team, making sure that they aren't able to sort of escape. And we can see down to last two men standing for Team T4 Savage Legions. Cyrex and Beaster themselves. Hitman has been knocked out over here. Hima takes out a knock against 4K Clutch Gourd. Let's see, guys. Neo overlooking, and Banana takes out 4K Clutch Gourd as well. Badass taking out DXB shot, a couple of more grenades being thrown at against one another. Sports, and here we have it, guys. Badass taking a knock against AJ. And I've seen Badass names like literally so multiple times right now in the kill feed, and Aslan getting a couple of sprays as well. Kenzo takes out Hitman, guys, and with that, let's see if we would be able to confirm the knock over there. TLQ is going against Origins at the moment. A lot of grenades being thrown at. Let's see if the grenade connects. Almost does. A Scout, we've always known, very continuous MVP, and here it is, guys, a beautiful spray over here. Let's see if he would be able to take out, and Scout was able to take out Hima official right then and there. Raptor takes out Hitman as well, and Banana has been taken out as well, guys. Here comes a grenade, and if that grenade connects, well, that's gonna be the end for Team Origins. And here it is, guys. TLQ Esports are coming straight into the rush. More grenades, and TLQ Scout is not in a really good position, given that he's in his last HP as well. The grenade, and the grenade actually connects. A beautiful grenade over there. And so moving on, guys, if you take an overview into the map, we can see just 4 teams have already secured themselves in the safe circle. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams may need to struggle getting into the zone. We're stagnant with 18 teams and 66 remaining. With that, guys, we can see ISSL's mini has been completely taken out, and we're down to 66 remaining at the moment. GXB Club securing 7 eliminations. That leads them to be at the top of the leaderboard for now. Couple of sprays over here against Clumsy, but does not connect. You can see TLQ Tony going against 2 stars, taking out Atom and confirming Atom at the same time. We're still stagnant 18 teams and 66 remaining. Who do you think would be able to secure the third chicken dinner, guys? Would it be TLQ Legends, except DXB TLQ, 2Bs, and meanwhile we can see Raptor being taken out over here and completely confirmed over here by Panda. So meanwhile we can see ISSL come straight into TLQ's Esports lay over here, and down goes Panda. Mini was able to take down Panda just by vehicle elimination over there. Scout comes in for the rush, guys. We can see chasing. He's not really aware as to what exactly. Most probably he might go in to support his teammate over here. Team L7's position doesn't look good at all. You can see Mafia, and down goes Mafia. So last man standing for L7 would be Snake himself. Let's see if Snake would be able to sort of walk away from the chaos that's about to happen by TLQ Esports, and with that, unfortunately, he was taken out and completely wiped out. So with the TLQ Esports, we're able to secure about 6 eliminations in total. Still stagnant with 16 teams and 55 remaining. Alright, so we can see the GG team over here holding on towards the edge of the zone. You can see maybe taking out a spray shot over there against Cruz. See W2Ps over here. I think Ladi would be able to get a spray, but unfortunately was not able to connect it towards either of the members. We can see maybe it takes out Cobra, and meanwhile Omega takes out Luffy as well. On a map like Rondo, I would say, the ideal best way to play this map would be sort of playing it edge, given that the circumstances and also the map's visibility, the exposure you get, because there's not a single place where you can stay hidden, right? Unless, of course, you are in compounds. And with that, guys, Team Tlq Esports have been eliminated in the 14th position. However, with 6 eliminations at hand, we're down to 15 teams and just 50 alive. I think Hansa kind of got stuck in there. And Team X Forces will be taken out, guys. And with that, another team has been eliminated in the 12th position. VE Esports, namely. Alrighty, so we're remaining with 48 so far. IRC is over here. Let's see if Kanza would be able to... I mean, there's a lot of knocks lying everywhere out in the open, guys. EQZs goes against ISSLs one more time. Still stagnant with 13 teams and 46 remaining. Kanza going in for a reverse over here. And with that, guys, Team 2 Stars have been eliminated in the 11th position. So we're down with 8 so far. We can see DXBs being eliminated in the 9th position. I think there seems to be a little bit of a technical issue in here, but rest assured the counts will be recalculated again. And VQZ is rushing straight into Team IRENE's lair over here, guys. Last man standing for Team IRENE has been taken off completely. We're down to 9 teams and just 31 alive. Right, so let's see, guys, 9 teams and 31 alive. Who do you think would be able to walk away with the 3rd chicken dinner for the day? Lucifer, on the other hand, takes out Tifu, and Susti confirms Tifu as well. Meanwhile, Omega takes on Doom and completes him as well. Now the fight is surreal between EQZs versus ISSLs and NRCs. I mean, often we've seen both of the teams fight against one another, so let's see who would be able to walk away from the chaos that's about to build over here. We can see Susti and Lucifer are the only 2 men standing for Team ISL one more time. Tabs has been taken out over here by Viper. Grenades after grenades, smokes after smokes, literally, it's chaotic in the map of Rondo because you're out in the open, you're holding on to high ridges, high grounds, compounds barely visible as well, unaware of what's gonna happen to you next. Rondo is very unpredictable. We're down to 8 teams and just 22 remaining. Right, guys, so EQZs will be eliminated in the 8th position, and we're down to last 7 teams with 19 alive. 2D Esports over here. You can see most definitely just last man standing for ISSL would be the man himself, Susti. Alright, so we are down to last 6 teams with just 17 alive, guys. 2D Esports over here with 5 eliminations so far. Still stagnant with 6 teams and 17 remaining. Now most of the teams are ensuring that they get into the zone in time, given that we'll be heading on to stage 7 of Safe Circle.
Still stagnant with 6 teams and 17 alive, guys. Now this is gonna be the most heated battle that we're about to witness. Given that this is a completely open field of a situation, we can see Tendel taking out one of the GG's members over there and completely wiping them out as well. I don't think at this moment, trying to play out safe in the edge would be the solution at the moment, given that, the natural elements of Rondo giving out the exposure that is definitely not good for the team. So meanwhile, we can see IRC is going a head-to-head first between two teams, and B6 will be eliminated in the 5th position. We're down to the last 4 teams. 2B, 2D, BB, and IRC. Who do you think would be able to secure the 3rd chicken dinner for the day, guys? With that, we can see Starboy has been knocked out and maybe takes out on Goody. Goody completely wipes out as well. Maybe rushing in, guys, and with that, IRC has been taken out in the 4th position. So last 3 teams would be 2B, 2D, and BB. We can see Luddy might most probably get shot at as well, given that 3 of the members are still alive, so that gives her more ample time to sort of sort things out and get into the zone safely as well. Last 2 teams remaining, guys, 2D versus BB. Now, who do you think would be able to walk away with the 3rd chicken dinner? Would it be 2Ds or would it be BBs? Couple of more sprays over here by Luddy. Russia, on the other hand, will be the person to sort of, fight back for whatever the sprays that's coming at him, at his team. You can see the rush over here by Team 2Bs. See Slayer being taken out over here by Viper, guys. Last man standing for Team GG's would be Luddy himself. Let's see if he would be able to take Luddy. Would be Luddy be able to give us a 1v2? And with that, he actually takes off one of the members. Unfortunately, he does not withstand, guys. And with that, we can see the champion of the match for the match 3 would be 2D Esports themselves. Alright, so your winning team would be Team 2D over here, as you can see. Right, so let's move on to your winning team stats. Let's move on to your winning team 2D stats.
Next slide, please. Right, so your winning team stats are as follows, guys. 2D Eyes with 1 eliminations, Passenger with 2 eliminations, Dax with 2 eliminations, and Viper with 4 eliminations. So that is how your winning team stats have been formulated for the 3rd map of the day. Now moving on to your most valuable player, guys. Let's give it up for Omega with 7 eliminations, 883 damage, 1 assist, 246 healings, and survival timing of 19 minutes. And now moving on to your top players, guys, you can see hashtag 5 stands Kenzo with 5 eliminations, hashtag 4 stands 47 with 6 eliminations, Lucifer in hashtag 3 with 5 eliminations, Sisti stands at hashtag 2 with 6 eliminations, and hashtag 1 stands Omega with 7 eliminations. So that is how your top players have been ruled out. Now moving on to your match rankings, let's start off from 21 itself.
VE Sports by the PAPPA with 0 points, 2 stars along with EQZs with 1 point, IRENE with 3, 4 Knights with 4, Urban Frags with 5 along with Origins, and Team X4s along with Bravo 6 and along with TLQ as well. Legit 7 and GXB with 7 points, IRCs with 8 points along with T4's 8 points, TLQ Legends with 9 points, and GG The Shield stands with 11 points, EQZ Esports stands with 11 points, and hashtag 3 stands 2B Esports with 15 points. Hashtag 2 stands ISSL NRCs with 17 points, and hashtag 1 stands 2D Esports with a total of 19 points. So there you have it, guys, your match ranking so far for match 3, TLQ's Paid Battle Season 2. Let's move on to your next stat. Right, so match summary, guys: 117 eliminations, 115 knockouts, 15,888 total healing, 7 grenade eliminations, 53 assists, and 4 vehicle eliminations. So that is how your match summary stands for upon concluding match 3. Let's move on to your next stat. Right, also overall top players, guys, we have Panda with 7 eliminations, Revo with 7 eliminations, Snake with 12 eliminations, Lucifer with 11 eliminations, and Omega with 13 eliminations. So that is how your hashtag 1 to hashtag 5s have been tabled out. Let's see if they would be able to keep up with the same momentum. Right, so overall standings for match 3, we can see hashtag 22 stands VXT with 2 points, TS with 3 points, UF with 5, EQZ 7 along with WEDHA PAPPA 7, ERs with 8, VEs with 9, TLQ LGNs with 10, XFs with 11, T4s with 12 along with IRCs, Origins with 14, 4K and the BB with 17 points, GGxB 22, VB6 with 22, TLQ stands with 23, 2B stands with 26, 2D stands with 26 as well, and hashtag 3 stands L7 with 30 points, hashtag 2 stands ISSLs with 37 points, and hashtag 1 stands EQZs with a total of 52 points. So that is how your overall standings are at the moment. And moving on to today's schedule, guys, we can see Erangel, Miramar, Rondo have been completely dominated by 3 different teams, L7, EQZs, 2Ds namely. So we'll be moving straight into the map of Miramar coming right up. But before, we gear up straight into Miramar, I think our soldiers requested for a quick short break. They need their refreshments in as well. So temporarily signing off is your girl JLo. Don't walk away. The heat has just yet to begun. Stay tuned, we'll come back shortly, right after a small break.
Alright, so welcome back everybody for TLQ's Paid Battle Season 2 with a prize pool of $100 at stake. So we witnessed how three of the matches were ruled out and played into phenomenal execution. Now we'll be heading straight into the fourth map of the day. Well, it would be definitely the map of Miramar. Once again, the least favorite map of all. So, Erangel was dominated by L7s, and we saw how the rest of the teams were also able to dominate equivalently. Let's see how which team would be able to, rise above the chaos and secure the fourth chicken dinner for the day. So the plane pathway has already been created. We can see cutting across all the way from Torre straight upon to Partherna. The teams are readily available to get into the destined locations. You can see a couple of teams heading towards El Azhar, most probably around truck stop, water treatment, Hacienda for sure, Los Leones, Impala. And let's see who would be able to get the first knock, the first blood. Alrighty, so we can see a lot of teams are heading towards the destined locations at the moment. First circle has been established, guys. Now would you look at that circle? It's completely away from the plane pathway. Now teams may need sort of struggle and get into the zone because given the circumstances, we can definitely see a lot of teams have already headed towards the northern side, and a couple of teams will be heading straight into the zone as well. Alright, so this is something we need to wait and see, guys, who would be able to secure first chicken. I'm sorry, the fourth chicken dinner. My bad, I was a little bit distracted over there. Alrighty, so Pecado one more time being confiscated by TLQs. ISSL's rushing in to, grab that golden Mirado. Still stagnant with 22 teams, guys. Now, none of the teams will be going head but first, upon one another. Given the circumstances, we are in the fourth map of the day, so teams may need to, sort of have a survival instinct at the moment rather than, trying to play it very aggressive from the beginning itself. Let's see, and there you have it, guys. VX's gets the first knock, two knocks rather, and the first blood as well. Adios and Goody has been taken out. So let's take a POV into that. VX Esports over here, guys, securing 2 eliminations so far. I believe it was a drop clash at that moment. 2 stars going against Team The Shield. Completely, and here it is, guys. You can see Kanzer and the duo stands. I think they're trying to play it out safe, guys, because VX Esports aren't letting them to walk away easily. I think it's gonna be a hunt game at the moment. Not sure if the VX Esports might be trying to hunt them. Stagnant with 22 teams. However, the remaining count has been lowered. Now, we for certain know that, guys, in a map like Miramar, not easily people would go for fights, not easily people would go for,
aggressive gameplay. Rather, they would, stick to kind of playing it out very safely. We can see we're still stagnant with 22 teams and 84 remaining at the moment. Just 290 meters away. Still stagnant with 22 teams and 84 remaining. In about 3 minutes, we'll be closing into stage 2 of the safe circle as well. So not many fights will be happening at the moment, considering this is the fourth map of the day as well. And consider the dimension one more time. Teams may, opt for playing it survival rather than, straight away playing it as an aggressive. As we can see, Team WP over here holding on to, I think, should be Minas if I'm not mistaken. We're still stagnant with 22 teams and 84 remaining. So most of the teams will be, sort of busy with heading towards the zone. Not really keen on taking on, early fights. Rather trying to play it safe most of the time. However, we can see one of the BB's members have been taken out, and so is IRC's two of the members. I'll see who would be able to, get the first squad down though. I think most of the teams are really, very focused on settling themselves within the zones firsthand rather than, trying to take on early fights, which I've completely emphasized before as well. So, sure, by the minute we hit stage 4, stage 5 in the map of Miramar is when you would be able to witness a lot of fights taking place. We can see Octane or Lena taking out one of the members. And EQZs are straight away rushing into the 2 stars layer over here, guys. And confirms and D. Meanwhile, here it is, guys, a beautiful spray over here. And one more time takes 69 as well. So that leads to 2 stars, just 2 members alive, I guess. Given that EQZs have already secured 2 eliminations so far. We are still in, we have shifted towards the second zone, guys. We can see how smoothly the zone will be keeping on shifting towards Valademar is my prediction. EQZs will be ambushed by 2 of the 2 stars members unknowingly. We can see B6 is taking on 4Ks at the moment. Let's take a closer view. Tumasera seems to be heavily equipped right now. You can see Clash Go taking on Tabs over there.
And meanwhile, we can also see TLQs rushing straight into the layer, guys. The fight is surreal. We can see Hitman has been taken out by scouts. Both Hitman and Tabs are completely, very vulnerable at the moment. So that leads to just Woods and Neo to stay on to their grounds. And here it is, guys. She will be taking the fight against Nigesh. Let's see if it would be Nigesh. Nigesh goes down. Beautiful cover there by Scout. With that error, was able to get the first elimination point for Scout. Still stagnant for 22 teams and 78 remaining so far. See, Team WP is going against Team GG's at the moment. Clutch Gold in his last HP as well. Meanwhile, EQZs are going against TLQs. X-Force is going against EQZs as well. A lot of teams are going against one another at the moment. We're still in stage 2, which is something I didn't expect at all. And in the 20s, the first team to be eliminated would be Team 4K. Down to 21 teams and 69 alive. Tlq Esports will be going against Team B6 at the moment, as you can see. Who would be able to walk away from the chaos that's about to happen at Shumasera, guys? Would it be Team B6 or would it be Team TLQs? The destined location owners, 4Ks, unfortunately was not able to withdraw the damage. Alrighty, so we can see Panda has been taken out, guys. Neo trying to confirm Panda as well. Arrow over here trying to give the maximum cover as he can. Couple of more sprays. I don't think Era is aware. Down goes Era by Woods, guys. I don't think Era was actually aware, where exactly third man of B6 was at. Couple of more, and down goes Neo, and one down goes Hitman as well. So last man standing would be B6 Woods himself, and down goes Woods, guys. So that was the end for Team VE Bravo 6s. They'll be the second team to be eliminated in the 21st position, with down to just 20 teams and 61 alive at the moment. I think ISSLs would be getting into a fight against Team 2Bs at the moment. Of sprays heading out. I think 2Bs will be getting the fight in as well. Let's see, would it be 2Bs or would it be ISSLs? Meanwhile, Nostra goes against 2 knocks with his Mini 14. A lot of teams, going back and forth, back and forth. Nostra literally killing his time with, the Mini 14 over there. Lucifer being knocked out over here, guys. The last 2 men standing, Susti and Doom. One more time, Doom trying to give out, the maximum cover, and we can see Susti rushing straight in for the rush over here. Susti is last HP as well. Origins Esports will be eliminated in the 19th position. We're down to last 18 teams. Beautiful shot over here by Susti with the S12K that he had in his hand. And that would give him ample time to revive his teammate. Meanwhile, we can see VE is taking out Batman. They were having, the fight against Team X Forces. And with that, Team X Force has been eliminated in the 18th position. So we're down to last 17 teams, which is 46 remaining. And we can see Susti has been taken out by a grenade elimination. Sorry, a grenade knock rather. More nades being thrown. So let's see, guys. Lucifer might need to take the 1v1. Given the circumstances, and we can see EQZ is being eliminated in the 17th position.
So Lucifer has ample time to sort of, throw a grenade in and make sure that his teammate will be revived. So last 2 men standing for 2Bs, as well as last 3 men standing for ISSLs. Now let's see who would be able to, walk away from the chaos that we're about to witness. That live here we can see Doom has been knocked out as well. So it's gonna be Sisti and Lucifer to save the day or break the day. It's gonna be a 2v2 situation, guys. Lucifer and Sisti versus Badass and Neymar. Who do you think would be walk away with, being lucky from the situation we're about to witness? Doom has been revived as well. Apex takes on King Pasindu. 2D Esports doesn't look like in a good position. We can see T-Force have been taken out in the 16th position. Couple of sprays over here and there. What just happened over there? Why was Viper, sort of still looting around, knowing that, there were enemies right in front of him? Badass and Lucifer is the fight that has, been concluded. Ooh, would you look at that? A little bit of toxicity over here by Badass. And with that, guys, we can see Team ISSLs have been completely wiped off. We're down to 14 teams and just 39 remaining at this point. Alrighty, so the circle shrinks in further and further, guys. We can see most probably the circle might fall in between Minas the Well and the southern side rather than shifting towards Chumasera. Now almost all of the teams are within the safe circle, so that gives them more time to sort of stay ahead of the game, calculate what sort of approaches they're gonna use. Is it gonna be rush gameplay? Is it gonna try to play it safe till you make it? You can see Viper taking out more knocks and knocks, and you can see Apex taking out Oscar by most probably a vehicle elimination over there. However, he's still stagnant with 14 teams and 38 remaining. Whiskey taking out Tentra as well. EQZs will be having the fight against Team IRENE, guys. We can see Ripper has been taken out, Sana has been taken out. So last 2 men standing for Team IRENE. Let's see what sort of approach they would be able to play, guys. Would it be a 2v4? Would it be a 4v2? We are yet to know. The Apex taking on Asia Mavericks is at the point. Still stagnant with 14 teams and 36 remaining. Alright, so Omega taking on the UFs, and with that they were able to completely eradicate UF from the map of Miramar, and we're down to last 13 teams with just 33 remaining. Now the heat is about to begin, guys. Team 2 stars will be taken off as well, so we're down to last 12 teams, and we can see Tlq Whiskey completing the confirmation as well, so that enables them to secure 3 eliminations so far for the team. Now would you look at that, guys? I think Team 2D is in a really good position, straight up in the middle. No buts, no ifs, straight at the middle, to the point. A lot of fights have already begun, you can see from the second shift that we're seeing. And here it is, guys, the fight has begun, the rush has begun. Let's take a closer view. Right, so 2D Esports over here overlooking in the TLQ's layer. I don't think they would have ample enough time to sort of, walk away from the chaos they're about to witness. And with that, Team IRC has been eliminated in the 10th position. We're down to just 9 teams and 26 remaining at this point. Let's see who would be able to walk away with the 4th chicken dinner.
or TLQ's Paid Battle Season 2 with a $100 prize pool at stake. CT4 taking on Ashi. And we're down to still stagnant with 9 teams, and meanwhile we can see Slayer might most probably take on Fala at the moment. Unfortunately, he does not. Alright, so most probably now, and he does it. Whether he would be able to secure. Unfortunately, Slayer would be taken off by his teammate Asiya, and with that, team BB has been eliminated in the 9th position. We're down to last 8 teams and 21 remaining. Let's see. We got team WEDHA PAPPA, we got team VX. Fala is yet to be revived at the moment. Still stagnant with 7 teams and 20 remaining. That's Omega taking on, well, L7s at this point. Now, mind you guys, we are in stage 5, which is going to be the critically damaging zone. In about 55 seconds, we will be heading on to stage 6 of the completely damaging zone. So L7s most probably will be heading on to a fight between EQZs, and with that we can see Snake has been taken out. So now they know exactly where, EQZs are. A couple of more sprays over here against Storm. Now would you look at that, guys? EQZs securing 15 eliminations so far. 15 eliminations. That's completely, mind-boggling, to be honest. Still stagnant with 7 teams and 19 remaining. VE Esports securing 3 eliminations so far. Grenades after grenades, smokes after smokes. Every team needs to ensure that they get into safety, and give that ego for them. Sort of boost themselves up, saying, "Hey, I'm very confident that I would be able to secure chicken dinner for this particular map." We can see a couple of sprays being shot at Chris. Unfortunately, it does not connect like it's supposed to. Instead, they would be allowing the enemies to sort of destroy their vehicles as well. We can see Ima over here taking out L7's Dynamore with his Mini 14. Still stagnant with 7 teams and 17 alive. And we can see with that, guys, Oscar has been taken out as well. Russia takes out Nostra, and with that, team VE has been eliminated in the 17th position. We're down to last 16 with just 15 alive. Right, so moving on, guys, we can see 2D Russia taking out knocks after knocks, grenades after grenades, wins after wins. Right, so we can see Tlq Esports over here, last 2 men standing, Panda and Aslan himself. Most probably will be heading on to a fight between the two Bs. Last 16s, guys, and $100 prize pool at stake. Who do you think will be able to, walk away with the 4 chicken dinner? Would it be EQZs? Would it be L7s? 2Bs, 2Ds, TLQs, WPs? Drop your early prediction down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe the channel, and show your immense support. Alrighty, so we can see team 2B has been taken out completely, and so does L7 as well. So we're down to last 4 teams. EQZs, 2D, TLQ, WP. Now who do you think would be able to walk away with the 4 chicken dinner for the day, guys? Panda seems to be in a really good position, not really wondering as to, why am I getting shot at in the first place? The smokes ensuring that, the model will be able to walk into the safe zone as well. A couple of more sprays being headed over here by Panda. Smoke through
bullets on fire. Amazing. Now, if you take a look at the probability, guys, I could say definitely 2D has its advantage given the three of the members alive. However, the rest of the teams may need to struggle a bit harder, guys. And with that, we can see Viper goes down and completely out as well. So TLQ Aslan stands still alive. It's gonna be just 4 teams now. EQZs, 2Ds, TLQs, WP. Can say 2D Dax has been taken out as well. Aslan taken out Asi at the moment. So it's gonna be 3 solos versus a duo. You see, I think personally teams need to ensure that they get into the zone pretty much quickly rather than, getting ready for a wedding, given that the circumstances are very required in the competitive field, especially, from female athletes out there. Right, so we can see Esports Panda over here sort of rushing straight into the safe zone, making sure that there's no other opponent in front of him. If so, he should be able to eradicate them as well. Grenades after grenades, Molotov after Molotov, and down goes TLQ Aslan. Right, so Mega takes out Panda, and with that, guys, hashtag 4 stands TLQ being eliminated. Last 3 teams would be LFEQZs and 2Ds. Last 2 teams would be EQZs versus 2Ds. Who do you think would be able to walk away with the 4 chicken dinner, guys? And there you have it. So that was a very unexpected match, to be honest. Team 2D stands to be the champions for map of Miramar, which is gonna be your 4th map of the day. Alright, guys, so your winning team, let's give it up for 2D. So your winning team stats, guys, let's see. 2D Eyes with 8 eliminations, Passenger with 2 eliminations, and Dax with 1 eliminations, Viper with 1 elimination as well. So that is how your winning team stats stands so far. Right, so moving on to your next stat, guys, your most valuable player for match 4. Let's give it up for Omega with 8 eliminations, 100326 damage, 2 assists, and 270 healings with a survival of 26 minutes. So that is the rate so far. Let's give it up one more time for your most valuable player, Omega. Well done, GG's. Let's move on to your next stat, guys. Top players for match 4. Let's start off from hashtag 5 to hashtag 1. Hashtag 5 stands Aslam with 3 eliminations, and Shimi with 4 eliminations. Hashtag 3 stands Panda with 6 eliminations. Hashtag 2 stands 2D Eyes with 8 eliminations, and hashtag 1 stands Omega with 8 eliminations. So that is how your top players have been ruled out for match 2. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so moving on to your match rankings, guys. Let's start on from 21 to hashtag 1. Origins Esports T4s with along with IRCs with 0 points. The Shield and TLQ Legends with 4 knights with 1 point each. Tour Stars along with GGxB Club and ISSL NRC with 2 points each. X4s with 3 points along with B6 3 points, and EQZ Esports with 3 points. Urban Frags with 4 points and L7s with 5 points. VE Sports with 6 points and VX Esports with 7 points. 2B Esports with 8 points and with the PAPPA with 9 points. TLQ Esports stands with 15 points and 2D Esports stands with 22 points. Hashtag 1 stands EQZs with 23 points. So that is how your match rankings have been ruled out. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so match summary, guys. We can see vehicle eliminations of sorry, 85 eliminations, 85 knockouts, 13,331 total healings, 5 grenade eliminations, 50 assists, and 1 vehicle eliminations. So that is how your match summary has been laid out for match 4 of your TLQ's Paid Battle Season 2. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so overall top players, guys, let's start off from hashtag 5. We got Revo with 9 eliminations, Lucifer with 11, hashtag 3 stands Snake with 12 eliminations, and hashtag 2 stands Panda with 13 eliminations, and hashtag 1 stands Omega with 21 eliminations. So that is how your overall top players have been ruled out so far. Now moving straight on to your overall standings, we can see 2 stars with 5 points and ER with 8 points, UF with 9 points along with VX 9 points, and EQZs with 10 along with TLQ LGNs with 11, T4s with 12 along with IRCs 12, XF with 14, Origins with 14, and VEs with 15, WPs with 16, 4Ks with 18, BBs with 18, and DXBs with 24 along with B6 25, 2Bs along with 34 and L7s with 35. TLQ stands with 38 points, and hashtag 3 stands ISSL with 39. Hashtag 2 stands 2D with 48, and hashtag 1 stands LFEQZs with 75. So that is how your overall standing so far. Now today's schedule, we can see 4 of the matches have been concluded. Erangel by L7s, Miramar dominated by LFEQZs, and Rondo literally devoured by 2Ds. Back to back chicken over here, guys. Match 3 and match 4 dominated by 2Ds. So we have the last map to be played out, which will be Erangel. Righto, so guys, that comes to, like nearly concluding, but then again, we have one more match left out to be played. Now, we did see momentum coming from Team 2D Esports. Let's see if they would be able to, sort of keep up with the same repo as we head on to the map of Erangel. But before that, something that they should go in for a quick refreshment break. So that is exactly what we will do, cater them to their needs and ensure that they are provided with the best of the best. So let's head on to a quick short break.
Alright, so that comes to the final map of the day, guys. Now, for those who do not know me, I am your girl Zaylu, and I will be casting throughout. So, well, not throughout, because we have reached out to the final map of the day, which will be a wrangle, and hence why the shift of my tone, because duh, it is the last map of the day, right? Right, so we are down with just 22 teams and 88 alive. We can see the playing pathway has already been created. And now, if you take a look at the leaderboard, at the very top stands LFEQZs with 75 points, and hashtag 2 stands 2Ds with 48, and hashtag 3 stands ISSLs with 36. So let's see who would be able to, if 2Ds, the previous back-to-back winners, would be able to keep up with the same momentum throughout, or would there be, any chances of perhaps like an unpredictable team that would be able to walk away with the last chicken dinner? That's something, but that's very very let's just keep that up to spices to understand. We can see the first knock has been taken out, guys. Let's take a closer view because I am super excited to conclude this. I think teams are already, getting into fights regardless, and we can see a little bit of toxicity in here as well. Two teams dropped clash or what, guys? I think the weapons have not been loaded yet, so both the teams will be, sort of overlooking into the possibilities of getting at one another using the very weapons that they carry in their hands, which is obviously the dagger or whatever the melee that you're holding. Right, so the weapons have finally loaded, guys, and the guys are on fire. There you go. And in his last HP as well. Let's see if Panda would be able to, save himself before he gets knocked and wiped out early on itself. We can see Error has already secured one elimination so far. See Chris taking on Octane. I think VE is having the fight between sorry, EQZs at Pochinki, I believe. And meanwhile, Tlq Esports going ahead with IRENE. You can see Aslan has been knocked out over here. Era in his last quarter of health as well. Nostra being taken out early on itself, guys. And so does Dima. Hold on, let me just switch to my microphone. Alright, much better. Much better, much quality. Okay, so the Pochinki seems to be very, very heavily equipped today. VE Esports versus EQZs. Let's see, VE is last 3 men standing. You can see Vicky is moving into Vicky. Vicky versus Vicky, bro. Okay. But unfortunately, Vicky will be... Ooh, that's a little bit of toxicity in there right now, Chrissy. Anyways, with that, they were able to get 4 eliminations early on. The first team to be eliminated would be Team EQZs. Pochinki being ruled by Chris's team at the moment, but let's see if it's, gonna last long, because here comes 2 stars right behind their tail as well. Would it be VEs who would be conquering Pochinki, or would it be 2 stars? Meanwhile, we can see Team X Forces going against Team WP. Ooh, I mean, a lot of toxicity at the moment, right? Using daggers, using pans, using whatever the thing that is in your hand at the moment. That's BS. Absolute BS. Alright, so here comes the grenade. Let's see if the grenade connects to Fala, and Fala takes off, bro. No. Alright, so with that, Team WP has been eliminated in the 21st position. We're down to 20 teams and the 73 alive. George Pool is a pool of bloodbath right now. Let's see, L7's holding on to the other side of George Pool. Meanwhile, one of the team members, the solo guy, seems to be instead of stuck behind. Poor fellow, I kind of feel sorry for him. Maybe he's, like me, sort of, the team doesn't care about him. They literally left him aside to, fend for himself. Meanwhile, Origins Esports going against with DXBs one more time. Origins last man standing, guys, would be 0 one time. I mean, last time it was 0 as well, right? Alright, so let's see if 0 would be able to get the knock, or else here comes his Turkish shots. Unfortunately, does not connect AJ. I mean, it does connect to some point, but not strong enough to get the entire team down. So with that, guys, Team Origins would be the 3rd team to be eliminated early on itself.
TLQ Legends will be going head to head first against Team 4K. And here comes Nigesh, guys. It's 12K man, the powerhouse for 4K, and down goes Tony. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nigesh has like magic bullets installed into his S12K, because look at that. I didn't see how the bullets were flying that so fast. And here it is, guys. Wait a second, is that my girlfriend right behind? Oh my god! No wonder she didn't want to speak to me. Here she is playing out here, guys, with the team TLQs. Ginny for the win, guys. Ginny comes up with a beautiful grenade over there and takes out Nigesh as well, and Rio. So last man standing for Team 4K would be Clashcore, and here comes Ginny versus Clashcore. As usual, my girl is on fire. Right, so Team 4K has been eliminated in the 19th position. See, this is the energy boost that I needed to see my girl in the field, because why not? Anyways, moving straight into ISSL NRCs. Now, see, the thing that I'm gonna maintain is, if I'm were to cast about the guys, I'm just gonna be very, nonchalant. But if I see my girls or any of my girls, my girlfriends, in the field, my voice just boosts into a high pitch, right? Okay, so we can see Mini taking over Star over here with a beautiful grenade. We're down to 18 teams and just 65 alive. Here comes a grenade. I think that would connect. Well, surprisingly did not. More grenades after grenades. How many grenades do ISSL anyways carry in their pockets? Let's see if they would be able to take down VX. Here comes the rush. Mini in, and Winnie and Susti would be rushing in, but we can see Sham sort of healing himself as well, knowing that it is the last man, and Sham goes down, guys. Unfortunately, he has to. It's the last two men standing for Team VX Esports, literally holding on to the dear lives upon the roofs. I've seen so many people, I've seen monkeys on roofs, actually. Versions of monkeys. Anyways, VX Esports being rushed by ISSLs, guys, and Shimmy takes out Doom, completely eliminating Doom as well, and Shimmy gets knocked out by a grenade over here by Mini. The last man standing would be Ashi himself. Let's see, Ashi versus 3 ISSL NRCs. Here comes the UMP shot, and he does get one of that. And how on earth did Lucifer manage to get into a completely different location? Right, so with that, guys, Team VX have been eliminated in the 18th position. We're down to last 17 teams. It's 59 remaining. I need a water break. I need my water break. Where is my water? I thought the fight had already begun in Pochinki. Look at this. Look at the scenario I'm seeing, okay? Two of the teams, without moving, staying still. Are they playing statues or what? Or is it hide and seek? Come on, guys, take the fight. We need the entertainment. That is what we dwell in. And did someone just knock my girlfriend over there? Never mind. So, moving forward, guys, we can see TLQ Legends. Oh my god. They've killed my girlfriend. Anyways, that's sad. That's sad. Whoever you did it, you deserve to get knocked as well. TLQ's last man standing, TLQ Wizard. You need to avenge my girlfriend's death, or else face the wrath. Anyways, IRC is over here. We can see they were looking into TLQs over here. We can see T4 is moving in. Beautiful spray over here by Goody. Beautiful, absolutely phenomenal. Meanwhile, Goody also gets the same spray from the opposition. T4's over there, and we also got IRENE. So 4 teams in one small location. It looks very, it's gonna be a fruit salad of a moment. Still stagnant at 17 teams and 56 remaining. T4 is over here. And there you have it. Caesar and a beautiful... Wow. And right, so T4's just 3 men standing. Let's see if he would be able to take Caesar into safety. Adios takes out Caesar, completely wiped out. Meanwhile, here comes Team X Forces as well. Bro, how many teams in one small location? I think that's enough. I can't be casting time to time because this is very exhausting for me. So many teams, so many fights. How am I able to keep up? We're still stuck in 15 teams and 50 alive. I think Noah did a really big mistake over there. Out in the complete open to revive his teammate. Anyways, we're down to 14 teams and 48 remaining. As you can see, we have EQZs, 2Ds, ISSLs, L7s, 2Bs, DXB, E6, XF. The leaderboard just disappeared. Right, so 14 teams, guys, 48 alive. Do you have any early predictions on whom you believe would be able to walk away with, the last chicken dinner? Thank you so much for bringing the leaderboard on and up again. As I was saying, VE, BBs, IRCs, T4s, and UF. Who do you think would be able to walk away with the last chicken dinner? Because I am so excited that, right after this casting, I could just go ahead and, fall onto my bed and sleep like nothing's ever happened. Anyways, L7s over here, they've secured 3 eliminations. I think L7s were the ones who went against TLQs initially. Still stagnant with 14 teams and 48 remaining. In about 10 seconds, we'll be closing into stage 3 of a safe zone. Where are the fights? If we could take a POV into Pochinki, perhaps, maybe the fight has already begun there, or maybe they're still playing statues. Right, they are still playing statues. Guys. Okay. We can see B6 is having a fight. Can we have a overlook into B6? I think, the live comment section, everyone wants to see the B6s. Alright, so with that, guys, we can see T4s have been eliminated completely. Bravo 6 over here will be going ahead with the ISSL NRC, meaning getting a couple of shots over here. Let's see if they would be able to, get the fight sorted out. Would it be ISSLs or would it be Team B6? Still stagnant with how did that happen? We were with 15 teams, weren't we? And a split of an eye, it's 13 teams now. Right, so we can see ISSLs will be moving straight into GG's location over here. Mini in his last HP. Mini wasn't aware what he's doing. Okay, so Goody over here takes out XF Batman, completely wiping off with Team X-Force. I think ISSL is sort of sneaking on how to, get the team that kind of shot him. Mini especially. Right, also with that, guys, we can officially see we are down to 12 teams and 41 remaining. I am so excited to go back to sleep. So would it be EQZs, 2Gs, ISSLs, L7, 2Bs, DXB, B6, Vs, BB, and IRC? Alrighty, so EQZ is holding on to mountain areas over here. A very open area to be holding on, to be honest. Where are the fights? Can we have a POV at Pochinki perhaps one more time? As a 2D esports over here. Might most probably face L7s if they happen to turn to the opposite direction, which is not what they're doing. We can see VEs and 2 stars are still playing hide and seek over here. I'll see who would be able to get the first knock, the first blood. Would it be VEs or would it be 2 stars? Now, obviously, 2 stars do have the advantage given all of their members are alive. However, VE is just 3 members alive. So, what are the odds, right? You can see 2Bs moving into a different location. And they might most probably head on first against 2Ds. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 teams into the safe zone for the moment. The rest of the teams may need to get into the safe zone as well. Of sprays coming at 2B's members, I believe, should be from 2Ds themselves. Now, previously we were able to witness, how 2Ds were able to secure back-to-back chickens. Let's see if they would be able to have the same momentum throughout in this match as well. Now, if you take a look at the leaderboard, guys, IRC stands at the very top with a total of 6 eliminations, leading with ISS's 5 eliminations and DXB's with 4 eliminations. So, the rest of the teams may need to, sort of up their game up because them claims that lose. Still, we're stagnant with 12 teams and 41 remaining. In about 20 seconds, we'll be closing into stage 4 of the safe circle. Oh, guys, why is there no fights? Why are you guys not fighting? I need to see fights. I need to see, teams blowing at each other. So GG's over here. Alright, so my bad. Well, Sri Lankan technical issues. I'm speaking about my connection. Anyways, back straight onto the battlefield. We can see Team B's have been eliminated in the 12th. What? No, in the 12th position. Anyways, moving straight into IRC's POV over here. They will be getting the fight against Team Origins, if I'm not mistaken. Oops, they have already taken out Team GXB, and with that, they've secured 8 eliminations. We're down to 10 teams, and there's 34 remaining. The zone will be closing in furthermore. We can see it's going to be kind of like an open field of a battle. We can see a lot of teams will need, to get into the zone as well. And there you have it, guys. B6s have already started their fight against BBs. Let's take a closer view. Casting solo is super exhausting. I need my water. Hold on, just give me a quick water break. Alright, this is still stagnant with 10 teams and 34 remaining. You can see WP2B Esports over here will be going ahead with the fight with L7s, I believe, but then again, EQCs are right behind their tail as well. Here it is, guys, a beautiful spray over there by Ima. And Storm, unfortunately, will be stealing that kill like it was a piece of cake. Anyways, fast forward track, we can see two Bs are holding onto a really good position straight in the mid of the safe circle. A couple of sprays here, a couple of sprays there, all of them literally on top of their vehicles. That gives them more, that gives them more outlook into their surrounding. About 17 seconds will be closing into stage 5, the very critically damaging zone. So let's see which team would be taken out completely out next. We have VQZs, 2Ds, ISSLs, L7, 2Bs, B6, IRC, BB, and UF. Now, who do you think would be able to walk away with the last chicken dinner? Revo taking out 2D Russia at this moment, and we can see Tifo taking out Viper as well. 2Ds are not in a good position given that they are heavily equipped with a lot of teams around. You can see vehicle eliminations. We can see Tifo taking out more and more teams. I think now all of them are literally chasing Team Passenger at the moment. Without having any overlook into where exactly Dax is at. Dax is in trouble, guys. Dax is in trouble because here comes the rush towards Dax, or else the zone comes straight at Dax. But Dax needs to enter. He goes to the zone. Unfortunately, here comes the 2 stars. On top of a horse and on top of a buggy as well. Wow. The zone is critically damaging, guys. Teams need to ensure they head to the zone as fast as they can, because it's no joke. We are heading into stage 6 of the safe circle in about a minute and 30 seconds exactly. So we're still stuck with 10 teams and 30 remaining. Remaining count seems to be lowering seconds by seconds. The team count seems to be stagnant for some reason, which is very worrying for me. And with that, guys, we're down to 9 teams remaining. 2 stars have been eliminated in the 10th position. 5 remaining. Knocks after knocks, guys. Eliminations after eliminations. You can see Omega has been taken out. Last 3 manpower for AQZ. IRCs will be taken out in the 9th position. 8 more teams left, guys. EQZ's 2D, ISSL L7, 2B, E6, BB, UF. Spray over here by EQZs towards B6s. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect though. Now, in a situation like this, guys, holding on to the top locations, the high grounds would be the benefit for the team, because that gives you more overview, that gives you more subtle exposure for surroundings. You can see Slayer taking out Neo. The B6s are definitely being third party as well. Sen knows taking and confirming the kill. Last man standing for B6 would be Woods himself. Unsafe River would be able to take down Woods with a beautiful grenade. Seems like it should connect. Still stagnant with 8 teams, guys. EQZ is now moving towards team 2B over here. Fortunately, the grenade does not connect, hence storms away from the location, heading into safety. Still stagnant with 8 teams, guys, and 19 remaining. We can see ISSL still remain as well. I thought they are not there anymore. And with that, guys, Team UF Urban Frags have been taken and wiped off in the 8th position. Last 7 teams remaining with 17 alive, guys. EQZs, 2D, ISSL, 2B, L7, B6, and BB. Who do you think would be able to walk away with the chicken dinner? B6 goes down, guys. B6 goes down. Last 5 teams. Who do you think will be able to walk away with the final chicken dinner? Drop your predictions down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also show your utmost support for the teams that are actively participating today. Right, so we're still stagnant with 5 teams and 13 remaining. And down goes King Passenger as well, guys. The last 4 teams we have Team EQZ's ISSL 2B's BB's. And here's a beautiful spray over here by Susti. Last 2 men standing for ISSLs would be Mini and Susti. I think ISSLs have this thing with, just the last 2 men standing. Self occurs or something. Right, so heading straight onto, the safe zone, holding on to the edges. Grenades after grenades, smokes after smokes, and about 5 seconds we will be closing into stage 5 of the stage 7 of the extremely damaging zone. So 4 teams, and we can see Mini going into the water rather. Now because they may be taken out center, so BBs are in trouble, guys. They need to somehow cross the road, and that's a no baller for them. We can see Tifu taken out maybe, and we can see Starboy has been knocked out. Badass taken out Luddy PUBG as well. Taking out Slayer, so last man standing for team BB the Shield. Still stagnant with 4 teams, guys, and 9 remaining. EQZs, ISSLs, 2Bs, and BB. And here comes 2B Zima, guys, unaware that, where exactly the third man over here stands. In about 50 seconds, we will be closing into stage 8 of the zone as well. It is surreal, guys. 2Bs are having it completely from EQZs, ISSLs, and also 2Bs as well. think Ima is in a really dangerous position, and down goes Ima with that. We would be able to see that we're down to last three teams: EQZs, ISSL, and Team BB. Now, who do you think would be able to walk away with the final chicken dinner? We can see Mini being knocked out as well, guys. So Steve, I don't think so. Steve would have the time, and down goes ISSL just like that, guys. So Team EQZs versus Team GG the BB. Hold on, GGBB the Shield. That's a long ass name. Anyways, a solo man versus a duo. Would it be a solo versus duo? Would it be a duo versus the solo? And here comes the zone as well, guys. It's gonna become completely insane. The zone closes in. Here comes Revo in for the rush. Right, so grenades after grenades, and here comes a grenade. Oops, my bad, it was a smoke. Comes another grenade, guys. I think the grenade should be connecting. Almost had the position over there, and another grenade, guys. Let's see. I think the grenade should be connecting, and with that, EQZs were able to secure the final chicken dinner as well. Well done, well played. Alrighty, so let's give it up one more time for your winning team, LFEQZs. Well done and well played. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so your winning team stats, guys, we can see Omega with 0 eliminations, Tifu with 2 eliminations, and Revo with 7 eliminations, and Storm with 2 eliminations. So there you have it, guys. In total, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 eliminations for Team LFEQZs. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so moving on to match summary, guys. Grand Finals match 5, 82 eliminations, 80 knockouts, 7,706 total healings, 12 grenade eliminations, 41 assists, and 1 vehicle eliminations. So that's how your match summary has been formulated. Let's move on to your next stat. Most valuable player. One more time, River was able to keep up with the same momentum. Maybe he heard me it before. The 7 eliminations, 757 damage, 1 assist, 348 healings, and survival of 26 minutes and 1 second. Let's move on to your next stat. Right, so top players, guys, hashtag 5 stands Mini with 2 eliminations, Susti with 4 eliminations, AJ with 4 eliminations, Goody with 5 eliminations, and Revo with 7 eliminations. So that is how your top players for match 5 have been ruled out. Now let's move on to your next stat. Match rankings. The 2 stars IRENE, VX, 4 Knights, but the PAPPA EQZs with 1 point. Origin Esports B6 and Tlq Esports with 2 points. 2D Esports with 3 points. Urban Frags with 4 points. Legends 7 GXB Club. VE Sports along with TLQ Legends with 5 points. And Lyrasis with 9 points. Team X4s with 9 points. GGBB The Shield with 10 points. 2B Sports with 13 and VE ISSL NRC with 13 points, and hashtag 1 stands LFPQZs with 21 points. So there you have it, guys, your match ranking so far for match 5. Let's move on to your next stat. Alright, so your second runners up. Who is actually doing all of these edits? My goodness. 2D Esports with 2 winning chicken dinners and 26 eliminations, 25 placement points, and that leads up to a total of 51 total points. Well done and well played. GG. I think, they've gotten the God's blessing straight up for the seconds runners up. Let's move on to your next stat. Runners up, let's give it up for VE ISSL NRC with a total of 36 eliminations, 16 placement points, and total points being 52. I mean, they were able to keep up with the same momentum. Let's move on to your next stat. Champion, so let's give it up for your EQZ Esports with a total of 2 winning chicken dinners, 63 eliminations, 33 placement points, and 96 total points. Well done. Well played. I think, they've literally ditched Omega to a very corner. I feel so sorry for you, buddy. Alright, so let's give it up one more time for your champions, runners up, and second runners up. Well done, well played. Most valuable player would be Omega himself. No wonder he was cornered in there. Righto, so MVP, 21 eliminations, 829 average damage, 1.75 average assists, 234.75 average healings, and yeah, he did play in 4 matches. Overall top players, guys, let's start off from hashtag 5. Tfue stands with 12, hashtag 4 stands Lucifer with 12, Panda with 14, and hashtag 2 stands Rebel with 16, hashtag 1 stands Omega with 21 points. Sorry, 21 eliminations. Overall standings, guys, TS6, ER9, GX10, EQZ is 11, T4 is 12, UF13, TLQ Legends with 16, ORGs with 16, WPs with 17, 4Ks with 19, Vs with 20, IRCs with 21, XF with 23, VB6 with 27, BB with 28, DXBs with 29, and TLQs with 40, L7s with 40, and 2Bs with 47, 2Ds with 51, and ISSLs with 52. EQZ stands with 96 total points. So these are your overall standings upon concluding 5 matches in totals. Today's schedule, we can see back-to-back chicken dinners by 2D, back-to-back chicken dinners by EQZs, and L7, kicking things off with the first map itself. So that comes to finally the end of TLQ's Paid Battle Season 2, the prize pool of $100 at stake. I've been your caster for the entire day, JLo, and I feel honored to be able to witness so many phenomenal game-based strategies being applied, approaches. Now all of these teams showed the best of the bestest performances, and even though the rest of the teams were not able to rise above the chaos, but there's always a second try and also a third try. There's an infinite number of tries you could retry till you reach that point of me being able to cast you in top 3, right? So with that, guys, signing off, your girl JLo temporarily for the night till we meet again. Have a blessed night.